Oh, hey there. I was just counting all my money. Congratulations, you clicked on the upper class section of the video. I'll take you along a ride of the upper class throughout two eras, the Gilded Age and a combination of the Roaring Twenties, Great Depression, New Deal, and post-World War II. We'll start the roller coaster ride with the Gilded Age. The Gilded Age took place during the 1870s and 1890s. This era was one of the eras where the distinction between the upper class and the lower class was most distinct. The upper class experienced a dramatic increase in wealth. By the end of the Gilded Age, the wealthiest 1% of Americans had more money than the bottom 50% of Americans. In addition, that same 1% of Americans owned more land than the remaining 99% of Americans. One example of a person who took advantage of America's economics was John D. Rockefeller. He made a fortune by eliminating competition and making secret deals with railroad companies. In this era, the railroad was an important factor in big business because with the railroad, you can transport your goods across the whole country and expand your business. Anyways, Rockefeller was able to use the power that money brought him by fixing prices on products and production quotas. A fun fact, according to 2007 Forbes list of wealthiest historical figures, Rockefeller had a net worth of $663 billion of today's money. Although Rockefeller donated large amounts of his fortune into building schools, public works, and libraries, he was not a saint. He ran his company, the Standard U.S. Oil Company, with an iron fist, and his workers, mostly lower-class males, had 12-hour shifts every single day of the year except for 4th of July. He was against worker unions, which ultimately led Rockefeller limiting the rights and opportunities of the working class. Since he had such a big economic empire, his decisions not only affected his workers, but influenced other big business owners who, like Rockefeller, dreamt of having millions and millions of dollars. Similar to Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie made a fortune by using vertical integration in his steel company. Carnegie benefited greatly from steel because during this era, steel was needed all throughout the U.S. for various things such as railroads, buildings, and other stuff like that. Similar to Rockefeller, he donated a large amount of his wealth into promoting schools and libraries all across the U.S., but just like Rockefeller, he ran his company ruthlessly and was against working worker unions. If it wasn't obvious enough, the upper class was able to benefit greatly from the Gilded Age. They were able to use pro-big business laissez-faire policies of the time to make fortune and make use of the opportunities that were presented to them. Throughout the Roaring Twenties, there was still an obvious class separation. The top 5% of Americans owned 60% of the nation's wealth. The upper class had an influx of wealth due to the amount of goods bought on credit. This meant that the stock of that good increased, but the money was an illusion because it was off credit and not actual money. You can learn about how the lower class was affected by the stock market in the lower class video. Here's a skit to show some contemporary issues concerning the conflicts between the upper class and the lower class in present day.
Oh, look at me, I'm a CEO. I have so much money in the bank, I'm laughing straight to the bank with this. Ha 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 ha!
I'm part of the middle class and I have a solid amount of money.
I'm broke. Did you know that I have more money than 99% of all American citizens? Ha 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 ha!
Wow, it would be great if you can distribute that wealth with all of us.
Yeah, I'm broke. It's impossible to solve this issue because I've earned all of this money and it is mine. I pay my taxes, and I work hard, but I still have a lot of dough.
We work really hard too, but you still make a ridiculous amount of money. These issues are so hard to resolve.
I'm still broke.
Thank you for watching the upper class section of the video series. If you want to learn about the lower class, click here. Or if you already saw the lower class video and want to choose a different type of citizen, click here. Or if you're done with our series and want to see the conclusion, click on my face.